The music industry, unfortunately, it wasn't really founded on solid, morally correct principles. I
It
mean,
was thievery from the beginning.
I mean, you can check. There's books on the hitman. It seems like this music industry was started by organized crime. It was really a way to launder money. So I mean, like you can't expect an industry that started off on the wrong foot all of a sudden to be But that's not saying that things aren't on the up and up.
Yeah.
As things get more corporate, these record labels are super uber corporate. Certain individuals probably move a certain way, but when it comes down to it, if you get your paperwork right and you get your stuff, the deal that's best for you, relationship, and the arrangement that's best for you, you should be golden.
So you got, if you sign up with BMI, ASCAP, CSAC, one of those publishing people who keep track of that, what else can you do to try to protect yourself?
You gotta always definitely copyright. And I want to say this for all you like street artists. When you go into these studios, man, and you like with your boys, and you got this producer, and you buying a beat off somebody, make sure you're doing split sheets right there in the studio. When you finish that song, right there, have that paperwork say, and you have a discussion. Okay, you made the beat. You know what I'm saying? I penned. You know what I'm saying? Both verses and the hook. You did the bridge and helped with the vocal arrangement. Okay, the split's gonna be. We already know the person who did the composition. He's getting 50% already off rip. He's half of the. You wouldn't be able to do nothing without that foundation. Okay, since I did this and this and this, I'm automatically taking 30. You know what I'm saying? You get 15, and then you get 5 for inking it. Make sure you get all of that set in stone. And have everybody sign off on it right there in the studio. Split sheets. Don't let it. If you walk away, let people think too hard. Somebody gonna try to scheme, or somebody gonna think that their role is more important. You know what I'm saying? And that's just not what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be upfront and honest, but you can't expect that from everybody.
I've been in a gang of studio sessions. I very rarely see a split sheet getting signed at the end. A signing.
Got to, bro. You got to. When the song is complete, I'm saying when the song is complete, you can go in on the first, second session, but if it's not complete, that leaves a lot of room, a lot of gray area, because somebody else can come in and the producer might say, I don't like that hook, but I'm gonna have this person write the hook. But when that song is finished, do the split sheet, get it done. That way it makes it easier for you to then register, what your percentage is with your what I'm saying, your music and whoever's administering, your publishing, your ASCAP, your BMI, you already know what you're doing, what you're looking at. So, yeah.
You let cats get home and start registering and stuff by themselves, they're gonna be like, I made all this, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know his real name.
Oh man, it's so crazy.
A lot of people don't know artist's real name you working with.
You don't know artist's real name. You know what I'm saying? And I had a situation when we were younger. One of my first bands, and we cut an album. I'm not gonna mention no names. But the guy who was the engineer and helping produce the album, he didn't really think that we knew about, copyright versus sound copyright, which is that sound recording.
Let's talk about that.
You want to own your masters. If you're doing the independent game, you gotta go in with ownership. If you're doing a collaboration,
if you don't own your masters, you kind of not independent.
You're kind of not independent because you don't own the intellectual. The property is the finished product, the master. So they went in saying we were gonna all split even percentages of the copyright, but we were like the sound copyright, and that's when the ears and the red flags perked up. No. The sound copyright is gonna be held by my company. Well, no. Then we're not actually getting our percentages because we're getting paid off. The publishing is going to be attached to that sound copyright, that finished recording. That's copyrighted. So we want our percentages of that.
Yeah.
You want to know what happened?
He ran out the room and said, "Get out."
No, we got kicked out the group. We were background singers, but we were writers. So we had shout out and prayers up. My original manager, DJ Henry. She passed on a few years ago, but
that's crazy.
Black woman.
DJ Henry.
Yeah, DJ Henry. Doris.
Was she French?
No, her name was Doris. And she's one of the original singers in my group that I was thinking about that we started 10th, 11th grade. Renee Henry, my girl, my cousin, shout out. her mom was a beast back in the day. Like, she had us in the basement. Not only we was writing music, but she set us down on Saturdays. She gave us curriculum and books. She taught us about the music industry, what the different, mechanical royalties, like how to get paid off the music. This is what's going to happen. How do you negotiate contracts? What to look for? And yeah, man, like, if it wasn't for her, when we were in this situation, we had already been doing it for a few years. So we went in asking the right questions, and it just self imploded. And I'm not gonna say no names, but then what ended up happening is one of our people, who I'm still really good friends with, he was the one who acquired the funding for the album. He didn't want to listen to us. He ended up being on the hook when the album lost money to pay it back.
It had to pay it, but he was attached to the. He was
attached, yeah, because he was the one who did the investment to fund the album, and we were trying to tell him, like, listen, like, this is what we need to do, like, this is how we got to move, But every ego is a mug in a situation like that, and people think they know, and people, even when they're not educated, we were educated, man. Like, we knew our, like,
that's hard.
Don't get it, yeah. Like, we're talking 17, 18, 19. We was ready. We had our first record deal actually on House Jam Records,